All right, I know it looks kind of junky right now, but I did build my stand for my batteries, which right now is just sitting here in a temporary location. It'll actually go over there against the wall, but right now, what it will allow me to do is get all my batteries charged up. Well, yeah, they are charged up right now, but I'm gonna keep a charger on each one of them on float for a while and see if that changes anything. And then what that allows me to do here is I can go ahead and mount my bus bars on this wall here, and I can go ahead and start getting all my cables made up. So then once I'm have all my cables made up, then I'll be ready to take my other batteries, which is over here, remove them, move this box over there against the wall, and be ready to hook them up. But I am going to have to do a little bit of rearranging here. I'm going to have to raise this thing up a little bit higher here, and then other than that, my stand should fit over there. It came out a little bit taller than I thought it was going to. I'm not the greatest carpenter in the world, so it's kind of ugly, but it'll hold the batteries, and these batteries here will be nice and clean. There's no adding water to them or any kind of maintenance like there is on the others. So it's going to be a much nicer operation to take care of. I may, once I get done, I may put me a curtain over the front of it, because I haven't really figured out how I'm gonna make all my cables look good, because all the cables need to be the same length for all the batteries. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to do that and make them look good. The cables may just be ugly, so putting a curtain over them may be the best option. But at any rate, the stand's built. The batteries are out of their boxes. They're all on the stand. I've had my little battery charger hooked on them. They're all charged up. So my next step will be getting all the cables made, getting my bus bars mounted over here, getting all the batteries connected to that, and then I'll leave the charger on them again and let them all equalize once they're all connected together, and that'll take a couple of days. And then after that, I think I'll be ready to make my move the others out, move these over, and hook them up. So I'm anxious to get that done. So it took me a little while to get the ambition up to do to get my stand built. My little dog died, so I kind of been a little bit depressed and bummed out about that. So it took me a week or so longer here to get around to doing this than I had hoped it would. But anyway, the stand's done now. Ugly or not, it's still done. Okay, so you can see I've been working on it again. So I've got, this is where my negative cables will go. The positive cables will go to here. The positive will come from there to here, and then I'll run from this one to the shunt, and this right here is where I'll bring the power back to, I believe. So I got to do a little more reading here to make sure, but then I have a 300 amp breaker there for my power going from the batteries to the inverter, and then I have a 20 amp one here, and that'll just strictly be 12 volt power. So because all my lights in the cabin are 12 volts, so I still got to have 12 volt power for them, so that's what that'll be. And then this here is for the shunt, so which will give me my battery percentages and stuff like that. So all right, so we got to make up some battery cables. You can see I've got several of them cut here. I cut them all in 2-foot lengths, because they all have to match. This is 4/0 cable. I got to trim the coating back to match my ends. I've been setting it down and marking that because I don't want to cut back any further than I have to. If I can get through making this many cables and still have all my fingers, I'll be doing good. Probably putting a new blade in this thing here might even help some. I'll have to do that. I got to go out to the shed to get one. I don't have any more in here. All right, so I got that cut. You can see what that looks like. Then I put the end on there, being careful to get all all the wires inside there. My saw actually is kind of rolling the end of that wire out a little bit more than I really had hoped it would. I was kind of hoping using the bandsaw on it that I wasn't going to have that swelling problem, but looks like I still got a little bit of it for sure. But I don't have anything else big enough to cut this size of cable. This is it's a pretty big old cable. So I got it all, but just 3 or 4 little wires there, so I'm not too bad. I got this thing here. This is a crimper to crimp these. Crimping them is actually supposed to be better than soldering them. So I've been told, because it actually holds better than solder. That's what I've been told. So that's why I bought this thing here. To go have these cables made is just, oh my God, they're ridiculously expensive. So I'll pump that up where it's good and tight, and I'll loosen it off, and I'll move over. I got room on here to get a second crimp on there, so I'll go ahead and hit it a second time. Okay. Once I do that, you can see on here the hex shape on here where it's actually crimped that down. So then put heat shrink tubing on it, and this heat shrink tubing here actually is kind that actually has a glue in it that actually melts too. I gotta get my torch. Yeah, here we go. So probably should use my little butane torch, but hey, this one here seems to work pretty good. I'll just turn it down a little bit. These ends are, they're actually copper ends. They're zinc coated, which is supposed to help them from corroding. So it's the same thing the battery shop does for you. So there's one end. Now I got to do the other end. There's like a whole boatload of these cables to make up, so it'll take me a while to get all these made up, but I'll just do one cable here on video, and hopefully before I'm done, hopefully I'll get a little faster too, possibly, but don't know. If I cut my finger, it may slow the whole process down. Doesn't cut. Trying to take off a little bit of that, kind of rolled over edge there. To kind of hard to get them in these ends here. That one went pretty good. So this thing here is just heavy and it's awkward. And everything about it's just heavy and awkward. So trying to get the ends all in here in the right place. And a little bit. And I'll loosen it. in a little bit further, and then I'll do it again, so that way I make sure I've got, you know, all of the wire that's in there is crimped good. Because if you have any kind of a loose connection, that's where they'll build a lot of heat, and the heat is definitely your enemy. So put my heat shrink tubing on there, get that there as far as I can. And that seals it up good. So that right there's a cable. I kind of didn't get the ends quite right. I'm going to be having to twist that. So I need to do this so the ends are actually, you know, matching like that without having to twist the cable. So I'm kind of learning as I go, but I'll be a pro time I'm done here. So anyway, I'll show you what else I have done on this. So give me just a second. Let me get this thing out of the deal here. Okay, so you can see I got my bus bars on here, all that, and this here will be for my shunt. So I may have showed that a while ago, I can't remember, but anyway, I'm working on the cables now, so I'll do all the positives first, then I'll work on the negatives. You can see nothing's tightened up yet, but I'm gaining on it. I've got 4 of the cables made up for the positive side, so still working on them, but I'm gaining. All right, so I got quite a bit more done. I'm short some ends for cables, so I got two more cables to make the ground cables for these 2 bottom batteries. So I went ahead and got the upper 4 connected together so they can start equalizing. And I had to order a bunch more stuff off Amazon. I wound up with 2 different sizes of bus bars here, so I had to order another set of these. They're a little bit bigger than these are, so ordered another set of those. I ordered some cutters made to cut this cable because I really had a tough time with that. And where I was, you know, cutting this insulation to put the ends on it, I found a tool made for that, so I ordered that. And I ordered 25 more ends because I used up a lot more than I thought I would. And let's see. Oh yeah, I went ahead and ordered 2 more of these. I ordered a 100 amp one and a 30 amp one because I need to put one between the cables going to my 2 solar chargers, because one of them is a 100 amp charger and the other one is a 30 amp charger, so I need a breaker to go in between them. So quite a bit more stuff yet to get and hook up. I thought I had most of what I needed, but turns out I didn't. So I'll be waiting on Amazon to get those items here, and then I'll start in again. All right. Earlier I said I didn't have the last 2 batteries hooked up, but I did have the red cables for them, so the positives are hooked up. And I went ahead and just grabbed a couple small wires here. I got jumper wires with alligator clips on them, and went ahead and clipped on the negative side and connected those, and which will work for balancing the batteries. They don't, you know, this just really minute voltage moving around to equalize them and or balance them. And so that's kind of what that's doing now. Is that if you see them on there, that's what those are for, is just to balance them. So since I got a bunch of other parts ordered, probably gonna be a week or so before I can do anything anyway. Maybe longer depending on Amazon. So that'll let them, they'll be good and balanced by then, and then when I get that stuff in, that'll give me everything I need, I think, this time around to get them hooked up and move. And I'll just leave the charger on there, which is just sitting there in float stage now. So as they balance, you know, if it needs any more charge put in them, you know, it can go ahead and do it. So anyway, that's where we're at. Okay, I wanted to show you how much faster this is now. I got me another little tool here to cut this. I don't know if you remember me struggling before with a knife, how hard it was, so I had to order a couple more, some more ends here, so I went ahead and ordered this little cutter here, but it's pretty slick. Just put that on there, rotate it around. Pull the end off. Put this end on. Make sure I got it lined up like my other one. Put it back to my crimper. And crimping them twice, so I got the whole surface crimped good. That's all there is to it. Much faster than it was first time. Then I put the heat shrink tubing on there, both ends, and I'll get the torch and put that in place. But yeah, that's much quicker making cables. Much quicker. So I got a couple other projects I'm gonna do here. Sorry about that. I'm gonna change out these bus bars. I got the new ones to replace them, and a couple more breakers here. So I'm gonna do that, and then I think I'm like gonna be ready. All right. So now I'm back. This will be the last shot on this little video here, but I'll show you where we're at. So I got all my cables on, all of them. Got a negative here to my shunt, and from my shunt over here, because this right here is where my main power connect and my solar chargers and all that will hook up. So what I thought I'd do is show you some of the tools that I purchased to do this. It makes the job quite a bit easier. One's this cable cutter right here, because I got a Milwaukee bandsaw, and I've also got a looks like a small skill saw, but it's made for cutting metal. And neither one of those made it very easy. So I bought that. That makes it really easy. You pretty much got to get one handle on the floor, and then you can push through it real easy. The next thing I bought was this piece here, which I used a while ago. And this piece here, you just put it on there, just one circle around it, and then the piece will just slide right off there. So this was like 10 bucks. This was like 15 bucks. And this tool here, which is a crimper, I think it was like 50 something dollars on Amazon. You know, that's the box it came with, but it does all different sizes. You can see all the different dies in there. I think it does, I don't remember, down to like 4 gauge all the way up to 4/0. So if you're not running 4/0 cables, I actually have one that's a little bit smaller than that. That only goes up to 2/0, a little bit cheaper. So I also added a couple more breakers here. This one being my 300 amp one that goes to my charger inverter. This one here is a 100 amp one. This goes to my big solar charger. This is 20 amp one. This goes to my 12 volt power supply for my lights. This is a 30 amp one here for my second solar charger. So I think right now I'm done at this point here. The next step will be to take all the cables back off, pull the batteries back out of there, so I can move the other batteries out, move this cabinet over, and then reinstall everything. And then I'll have to make up some more cables. I think I'll bring the power cables through here. I'll put a hole in the back of the cabinet, bring them through here, and then I can just bring my negative straight to here, and my positive will go straight to here. So that'll take care of that, and that leaves me 2 extra posts here to connect my solar chargers to, and the negative side of those, and the positive side of those it'll all go on here too. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I'll wrap this video up here, and we'll go ahead and get that out there. So if anybody has any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Thanks for watching. All right, I think I'll have one more part to this video, and I just wanted to finish this one up here, being that I have them ready now to move over and hook up. And I'll have one more one more segment on this, on my update from the LifePo Power Queen batteries, and then unhooking my lead acid batteries and getting these in place. So again, you know, this is the new 300 amp Power Queen batteries, and there's 6 of them there, so it should be a pretty good sized power bank for me. So anyway, that's where I'm at right now, and look for one more segment on the final hookup. Thanks for watching, everybody.